So, is chasing love actually worth the effort? Is chasing love actually worth the time, the effort, the vulnerability, the the willingness to open yourself up to a whole different world, either it be for a person and or cuz even selfishly, right? Even selfishly looking for that one person. And that's really what I want to talk about today is like when you think okay, chasing love and in its most broken down way, that doesn't sound very good, right? You don't want to chase love. You don't want to follow it. You want it to naturally come to you. And I don't blame people for taking that for what it is, right? I don't blame people for hearing that and like obviously I don't chase love. Obviously you don't want to completely either it be drop everything, right? Physically or mentally drop everything and start chasing. But I wanted to talk about this more because what if in that scenario, right? It's it becomes a good thing. It becomes a good thing to chase love. It becomes almost your desire, right? And we all have things we want, whether it be objects or goals. And if somebody's goal is a specific person, you'd kind of give up everything for that person. And there's plenty of cases where doing that's a bad idea, but there's also plenty of cases of that being, the best decision people have made. So it's always ultimately up to the person specifically, like you're chasing, right? And there's no way you're gonna tell. There's no way somebody's going to be, your soulmate or whatever, even if you want to chase them, right? Even if you want to follow them to wherever they go in their life. And it's so, how can you take that away from somebody? How could you take the opportunity to live your best life and tell them, dude, don't go for it. Don't go for it. Don't chase her. Because chasing could be a lot of things, right? You obviously don't want to chase somebody who's hurt you. That would be a completely different scenario from what I'm opposing, right? And let's say, for example, right, a personal example. I had a previous relationship, and it was amazing, and that was the blueprint of my other relationships going forward. And I broke up with her. I mean, we were young. It was one of those cases where we were young and I didn't want to be tied down to a person, right? But you look back on something like this and you're like I fumbled. I completely fumbled. And I get I wouldn't be the person I am today if I didn't go through the experiences that I did that led me up to this moment. But the like I said earlier, that prospect of maybe having the life I would want 100% right now is so intoxicating. It literally takes over your entire perspective. And like I said earlier, that was my blueprint for a relationship, was that wonderful woman. And I was looking for her in every single relationship. And obviously that's not good. And it's not meaning that I didn't care about the other people that I was in relationships with, but nothing compared to our relationship in its most deepest connections. And saving you all the nitty gritty of like emotions and whatnot, like the love and whatnot. So saving that, you have this opportunity to chase somebody. Like right now, I'm not gonna lie, like that's why I'm talking about this now. She got out of a relationship, and I fucking, like, obviously I waited. I didn't immediately send it after she broke up, by the way. This is starting that off. But I told her how I felt, and I told her how, like, she was the blueprint for every other relationship I've had. And it really makes you want, And it, you know, I wouldn't say it's gone bad. Obviously, it's not just going to be a switch, right? We're talking again. And that gives me hope because I chased her, right? I was chasing the thought of her, the feeling of her. And then now that she is, available again, I'm chasing that. I'm chasing her. And is that necessarily such a wrong thing to do? Whenever it, like I said, it could completely change your life. It could just completely do a 180 on how you feel about everything. It's just naturally going to make you a happier person being in a relationship like that. It's going to make you naturally more just a better human, right? And I'm not saying it's a guaranteed knock out of the hip, knock it out of the park hit. It's not. And for another example, I did chase a previous girl in a relationship, and it probably was my worst decision. Like when it comes to my life choices themselves, not my emotional, decisions. I followed this girl physically all the way across my state. I mean, I dropped everybody. And that's a con of chasing. You give up everything that you have specifically for this this curated chase, right? Specifically for this girl that I was chasing, the bad one. She didn't like my friends, she didn't like where we lived, so I chased her all the way down there. And it was, looking back, it was one of the worst decisions of my life. But once you go through those experiences and see, like, okay, well, I chased her even through all these red flags and negatives that she was already showing, is that the chasing's fault, or is that my fault? And I'd say that's my fault. I'd say I didn't do my own due diligence to myself to look for that. Because, I mean, I know it's an overused trope, but those rose-tinted glasses, that makes those red flags look a little purple, a little green sometimes. And you just get lost in the sauce. You get lost in the idea of it all. And that's the whole point of the chase, is you get lost in it. And it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. You can chase somebody and know when to stop. You can chase somebody and like in my scenario, seeing that she didn't want me to have any friends and wanting to move literally hours away from where I was living, that I should have stopped chasing. I should have realized that, okay, even if she didn't necessarily do anything wrong, it's not good for both of us. I cannot chase this. This feeling will only make me feel worse if I do that. It's not going to bring me the type of enjoyment that I'd want. And it's so funny because I don't know when, I didn't know when to start, and still learning, obviously. Didn't know when to start chasing somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because you can slowly get to know somebody and, okay, start building who they are, what they're like, their morals, and then it's just kind of a snap of a finger where you're just in that moment, you're like, okay, I want to chase this. I want to chase this person. I want to follow how they feel to make me feel, right? The whole point of life is to feel emotions and stuff. So how can we possibly tell somebody not to do this chasing? We only have one life, and everybody does too. The person you talk to, whatever your beliefs of reincarnation, we don't remember our past life, let's say that. This is still our first time experiencing this right here, the now, let's say. First time experiencing the now. Fucking go for it, dude. Just absolutely send that shit in. If you fuck up, it happens, you know? We're humans. We fuck up, but we learn. We learn, and we pray we get, in my case, a second chance with that person that I'm chasing. Or even just you get that emotion of catching yourself going down a bad rabbit hole. That in itself takes so much growth, personal experience. You should not stop yourself from trying to chase somebody. I know the dating scene sucks right now. Dating scene sucks for everybody, not just fucking men. It is men and women. The dating scene just sucks. So now more than ever, you have to try. Now more than ever, you have to send it. Now more than ever, you have to do something about it. You can't just, oh, it'll come to me. I'll find the perfect person. Because that might be true for some people, but you don't know that's true for you. How do you know that's true for you? Go after it, man. Go fucking chase them. Go talk to the 10 out of 10 on your, I was going to say corner, but go talk to the 10 out of 10 on Instagram. Just send her a text. Be like, hey, let's go hang out. Stop this not chasing bullshit. And stop this scared to live your life. We're meant to make mistakes. We are meant to learn and constantly grow. Never be stagnant. And that's what this is all about. That even if you start chasing somebody, never stop growing. Whether that be in your knowledge of what you're chasing or just in general. Never stop. Because knowledge will always help you out. No, it literally is everything. It's what we are as humans. What value do we have as humans with no knowledge? We have nothing. We have this car, nothing. Absolutely dog shit. So use your brain. That's what you should take away from this video, is constantly learn, grow, use your brain, and chase whoever the fuck you want. Chase them until you're fucking married, or until they, get a restraining order on you. Obviously don't do that. You want moderation, of course. But to take away anything, just live your life. Just live how you want to live. And if that means chasing a girl or a guy, right? Do it. What's the worst that happens? You make a mistake? We all make mistakes. See ya.